Is up? It is great to see you guys. This is the Dirty South podcast, and we are back from Fargo. Well, I am, anyways, but I could
I
not
felt like I
have
was there, so I can't even imagine how
as
hard it was for you.
oh man, but I got us first of all, before we even start, thank you to the both of you for all the writing you did and all the stuff you did to help promote our state while I was out there grinding on the photo side,
Well,
and it was awesome.
thanks for the pictures, man, because you know what? That makes the post that much better, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think all three of us together really did a good job of promoting this. But we're back, we're here, we're ready to talk about this, and I believe we'll have some special guests today, right?
Ooh.
Yeah. So we're gonna have we're fortunate that Dan has a lot of pull and was able to get Giovanni Solis and Peter Mako, who will come on in a little while. It's gonna be awesome. Um, but I think what we'll do
And for
is
those that don't know, those are the two Florida national champions at Fargo.
that's right. Those are
We
the
get to talk to them.
two champs from Florida. And actually, I was going to start with that. What was great was they had two champs from Florida, had two champs from Georgia, and two champs from Tennessee, and all the champs, were in different groups. So Florida's two champs were in 16Us, Georgia's champs were in juniors, and the Tennessee champs were both girls.
Which doesn't surprise us at all because the Tennessee girls program is just over the last 5 or 6 years has become very dominant country.
Yeah, well, and let's be honest, let's tip of the cap to the Florida girls because I think they broke a record with their junior girls, right? They look great.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And I got to tell you that a lot of them are young, and you know, as as we go, hopefully we see them start to continue to do this. And I really think in the next couple of years, we're going to see the young kids from Florida, the boys and the girls. We're going to start to have multiple champs here soon. I can feel it. I can see it. These kids are talented.
One of the things that for me is the one of the not everybody had like did this, but one of the things that for me that's always really impressive is when somebody is a double All-American. They do it in both styles, and Peter Mako, Kyle Gallo, and a heavyweight from Georgia, Jaden Rakestraw. The fact that you're able to pull that off in both styles with how deep both of those tournaments are, back to back, 5 consecutive days of grinding against the best there is, that is pretty cool, to be able to go out and compete at that level for that many days in a row.
I agree because those kids that do that, by the time you get to the end and you start to see these kids in the blood rounds and then the placing rounds, everybody's got a hand wrapped, a head wrapped, a knee wrapped, an ankle wrapped. Like nobody, you don't see anybody walking out on the mat and they look just absolutely fresh. Well, with that being said, let's pause here. We're going to enter. We affectionately call him Greedy. It's Giovanni Solis.
That sounds great.
There he is. Here's Greedy.
What's up, Giovanni?
What's up, buddy? Maybe
What's
turn your
wait,
phone the other way. I think it might be better.
Uh,
No,
No,
that's good.
he's fine.
That's good.
You're
He's
good.
good.
There you
Yeah,
go.
there
there
you
you
go.
go.
There you go.
There you
wait,
go.
hold
Yeah.
I can
And
see.
we
Wait,
so welcome. This is great because we're on air and you get to see his wonderful personality. We can see you. You all right?
I'm trying to put it to where I can see all of y'all instead of the.
You don't need to see us.
Yeah, we're
Oh,
ugly.
so wait.
Well, we got three faces. We have three faces for radio here. You think you would
That's
know that
right.
by now?
One of them
Yeah,
for newspaper.
Yeah.
right.
Thank you.
Anyway, you're good. Do the switch back and forth from us as we talk?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's good. So you'll at least be able to hear what the question is from whoever it is. Anyway,
Giovanni, man,
welcome, buddy.
congratulations, man.
thank you.
Dude, like that was a heck of a run. And it was not just a heck of a run, it was dominant.
Thank you.
Yeah. So we're going to take a couple of different turns and ask you a few questions. Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So, Brant, let's kick it to you. What's the first question you got?
Yeah, I mean, he and I chatted through Instagram, so I've asked some of these of him already, but go to it again. But did you feel like this was, and I know you felt like this, but this was a chance for you on a national stage to show what we've known for a long time now? How important was it to you going into this to be like, all right, I'm now going to raise the level of how many people know who I am, and this is my chance to prove myself on the biggest stage?
Yeah, it was very important because I feel like I can hang with these high level kids, but our school never really goes out to these high level competitions. So like the only like time I get to wrestle like these high level kids are like Fargo, Super 32, and maybe like another tournament. So I don't really get these opportunities, so I got to make the best of it.
I like it. Um, hey, so I'll re-ask a question that I asked you on our little interview. Um, you are the third kid to bring home a big stop sign for Coach Duck. What does it mean to you to be in that group?
It means a lot, yeah, but I feel like it encourages the little kids to do what we do. So I got siblings, so they pretty much look up to me and EJ. So bringing home like some hardware and them watching me wrestle is like pretty big for us. And yeah,
Awesome.
That's yeah, that's pretty cool. So Giovanni, I wanted this was a great run and everything else. What is the biggest difference between Giovanni Solis today and a year ago in Fargo? What have you grown the most on? Like technique, your mindset? Like what is it that's made Giovanni like elevate to that level?
I feel like my mindset, yes. Little small details that me and Coach Duck have worked on since last year to this year. Eating the right things. Not focusing on making weight the third day. Keeping my body fueled. Um, yeah. Just small things. Working out, getting stronger. Like small details to help me.
Yeah, just little tweaks.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cool.
Well, I mean, in my mind, I'm already looking ahead to the season and what's next, and you should take some time to enjoy what you just accomplished. But how do you look to take this performance and build off of it? What are you looking at as your near goals, your long term goals? How do you build off this and stay hungry for what's next?
Stay focused. Keep my mindset right. Don't get distracted. Focus on what's ahead of me. Like, I still got tournaments coming up. I don't want to slack off. I don't want to like just fold. I still got 3 more years in high school, so I want to make the best of it. Improve my wrestling, and then reach the high level. Maybe, Olympics one day, and yeah.
Awesome.
Because I like it. Yeah, and just real quick before I ask my question, I mean, I know I talked to your dad yesterday, and you were in the room immediately the next morning. So, uh, trying to take down EJ. Uh, uh, I got a question. A lot of people don't get a chance to experience Fargo, and they don't see or understand how special or how the what the grind is. Um, what makes Fargo so incredibly special?
Well, I feel like the atmosphere that we're in is like crazy. It's like a bunch of kids there. You got the mat one and mat two, which is on like a stage. Like you get up there, you like it's like adrenaline run. Like you like it's like crazy. Like people are in the stands. You know, like a big throw happens, they just go crazy. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
you don't want to be on the side that's being thrown. The
Yeah.
crowd's going crazy. Uh, but yeah, I mean, and one great thing I heard you say during your USA wrestling interview afterwards, they asked you, "Did you plan this?" And you said, "Yes, I've planned it since last year when I lost in the finals."
Yeah. Um, yeah, it was not the best feeling, but it was, something at least. But yeah, last year I feel like I had got hurt, and then I don't know. My mindset was just like I'm hurt, like like I don't know. I wasn't really focused.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yes, you could tell it was different this year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You talk about you still have 3 years left in high school, and maybe people don't realize. I mean, you're already a three-time state champ. You've been on a big stage here already. Having success so young compared to others, how has that helped you, or how have you used that to kind of grow to where you are now? Like when you look at your wrestler you are now, you look back to seventh grade, one of the very few seventh graders to ever win a state title. Uh, just how do you think that experience has kind of molded you to where you are now as you go forward?
I feel like hanging with these like high school wrestlers since I was like in like sixth grade, like I matured a lot in the wrestling, and I feel like I just keep growing every year. I don't take a step back. I just keep moving forward, and that's the whole goal. So yeah,
Nice. Hey, Jason, you want me to ask one more?
Yeah.
You want to go? Hey, what has your brother EJ meant in your growth?
it's he's meant a lot. Like I know him his freshman year. He was like he says so. My dad says I'm better right now that than EJ was at this time, at this point of time. And EJ admits it too. So I'm like, I'm on the right path.
How many of your
Hey,
brothers are going, I'm going to be better than him at that age, though? I mean, you got to raise the bar even more, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
did
We
did you
gotta.
get did you get home or take a picture with with a stop sign and go, hey, you see that? See that? Did you
Nah,
do that?
I just brought it home, opened it. He was looking at it. I was like, "Hey, you can't touch that. You can't touch that."
That's funny.
Well, it's funny.
Man.
Last year, Duck tried to get him to stop wrestling because he was really, really hurt, and he said, "No, I'm not stopping, Duck." And he kept going. And after the finals, I asked him, "Why'd you keep wrestling?" He said, I had to place higher than EJ."
A little competitiveness between the two of you, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
So my last question is is that when for those of us kind of on the outside, like Duck is kind of soft spoken and that sort of thing. Did he say anything to you before you went out? Did you guys talk at all, or was it just kind of like this communication you guys just know?
It's like, yeah, it's communication, but we've been working in the gym since like 3 months, maybe prior, like hard work, nonstop. Every match, take it like step by step, one match at a time. He actually watches these kids and studies them, and then he just tells me like, "Hey, look, this kid's gonna do this. Just be careful." And I just go, I focus on what he's telling me, and yeah, we just like it's a like communication bond type of thing. So
Hmm.
it's
Yeah,
just
yeah, yeah. So
Yeah, you see them all the time. I mean, when you've been out there, Jason Duck and
yeah.
BB and all these guys, they're sitting with these kids watching matches, just immediately trying to break it down.
Well, Giovanni, we want to wish you a congratulations on a national title. It is it's a wonderful experience, I'm sure, and definitely etches your name amongst the best, in Florida. Not only Florida, but also the nation, man.
thank you, thank you
Very
guys
cool.
for having me.
Yeah,
I
man.
mean,
You take care.
Congrats.
yeah,
You too.
I'm sure. Go back and train with Duck.
Agree.
All
See
right,
you,
see you,
man.
buddy. So that was awesome.
Oh, that was great.
Nice work.
Yeah, he's such a soft-spoken kid, and then just goes out on the mat and just rips you.
I would say he's not soft spoken on the mat. His,
Yeah,
his actions are not
unbelievable.
soft spoken.
And I mean, what was he, 68-2 this weekend or 68-3? I mean, it was something
Yeah,
that was
he only gave up
crazy.
a couple of points. And
Yeah.
the thing is he was scheduled to wrestle Greco, and then I mean, you win a freestyle national title, and you won 8 matches in a row or something like that. I mean, all right,
It's a
I'm
good week.
good.
It's a good week.
Yeah, and and I think he was bigger this year than he was last year as far as weight class, and the Greco weight classes, man, there's something. But yeah, I think he just wanted a break, and that's okay. Last year he was a Greco finalist. He doubled an All American last year, I think fourth and finalist in Greco, and then of course he gets the big one done this year. So he's definitely had success
So
there.
let's yeah, no doubt. So let's just go ahead and give a tip of the cap to the All Americans that are 16 U's before we get to Peter. Peter will come on in a little while. So joining Giovanni from Team Florida was Giovanni Tovar, who had a heck of a match. Ilya Karyenko, is that how I say it?
Kirianenko.
Karyenko.
Sure,
Um,
sounds good to me.
Bruce Lee, Kyle Gallo. um, over in Georgia, we had Cody Clark, Jaden Rakestraw, who were both freestyle All Americans and that sort of thing. Down in the girls, the 16 U's, we had Abby Gonzalez, who lost an 8-8 semifinal. Was that right?
Yeah, it was terrible. I mean, it was terrible for her. Yeah, gosh,
Let's say
yes.
we got text from Dan on that one.
Yeah. You got Kendall Haney and Michaela Ocean from Florida also making the podium. Two champions from the state of Tennessee were 16 U's, Riley Sturgill and Janiyah Johnson, who, shout out to Janiyah, man, two Fargo national titles now. Won it last year at this weight. Came in as the 4 seed. I don't know how you're the defending champion or the 4 seed, but whatever.
There are plenty of seeding questions.
There are plenty of seeding questions, and we'll actually get to that in a minute. Caroline Hilton and Easton Dadamoff. And I don't know if you guys saw. Did you see the picture of her eye?
No.
Oh man,
Oh,
it was all shut. It was messed up. But
oh yeah. Listen, by day 20 by day 27 at Fargo, the kids are coming out, and every kid that I see walking out's got a black eye, a cut on their face, a bruise. They just look like they've been through battles. It's grueling, man. It's
no
grueling. And
doubt.
before we get further along, shout out to the coaches, man. These coaches from all these states that go out there and they put the time in and they volunteer and they work hard. And I don't think people know unless they go and witness what these coaches are doing. They're not just sitting in the corner coaching their kid. I mean, they're their parent, they're their friend, they're their
Oh
mentor.
yeah, they're doing it all.
They're making sure they eat, they're making sure they hydrate. I mean, it's a lot. And by the time they get to day 10, they're a little, rubber headed.
Yeah. So I want to just finish up the 16U All Americans. We had Dylan Villers and Jackson Lane from Tennessee, and then two other girls, three other girls, Savannah Kitchen, North Carolina, Chloe Hanshaw from Alabama, and Kara Mitchell from Georgia. So, I know you guys focus on Florida. Let's stick with the
What gave that away?
16Us. I'm sorry,
How
Florida
much?
against the world. All right, so
There you go.
what are you doing, Daniel?
Team
The
Florida.
hat. Team Florida.
Oh, I got you. I
Uh,
got you.
yeah, and with
Um,
a lot of tournaments I go to, if there's a mix of kids from all over the country, I tend to watch a lot of them. But
mhm.
there's almost 200 Floridians, and I'm there for Team Florida. So to be honest, I didn't watch or take a picture of anybody
Yeah,
else.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just focused on that.
So
At something like this.
I'll let you guys focus on Florida, and I'll kind of give a shout out to some of the other states and that sort of thing. But let's stick with 16Us, girls
Okay.
or boys. We can go back and forth with both this conversation. Dan, what's one thing, since you were on the floor there, what's the one thing that in the 16U group that stuck out to you?
Um, so I'm I'm so terrible here. I put all my stuff together and I didn't separate it from
All right, I'll
16.
go first because I want to take this one anyway. But we got to talk
Okay.
about another Giovanni Tovar, and he's two-time Florida State champ. His only loss in this tournament came to the eventual champ, and that was a 4-2 match. So one of the closest matches against the champ is a kid from Ohio, from north of Columbus, Tommy Worcester.
Yeah.
Uh,
Who also was in the finals in Greco.
okay, so obviously a good wrestler.
Who I believe Giovanni beat in Vegas.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
I think so.
And so he goes 8-1, third place match, just 3 days of wrestling really well,
Hmm.
and certainly so close to being possibly being that guy that was in the final since he was so close against him in that match.
Well,
Uh,
and that third place match that you mentioned, did you happen to get to see it, Brant?
I did not.
Okay, so Tovar's down like 5-0 with like 30 seconds left, and storms all the way back and I think wins 6-5. So, I mean, it was, it's in at that situation, it's I don't want to say it's easy to fold, but you're already on the podium, I mean, that sort of thing. There's 30 seconds left. You could try lots of different things, but that just goes to
he's
show you the
down,
kind of
and
mentality he has.
Brent, he's down 5-0 with 38 seconds left.
Isn't
Yeah,
that
So
what I
what?
said?
yeah.
Oh, I was trying to
He
figure
was
out who
looking at
my
his notes.
16-year. Yeah, I would say, listen. I mean, Kendall Haney's just an absolute dog, and she did what she did. But Michaela Ocean
He took my other one.
uh, lost the first match of the day, and then ran off a ton just to All American. So a good run there
Faced
by
the second
Michaela.
seed in that first match, and then beat 3 top 6 seeds on her way to that third place match. That's impressive.
No, that is impressive. There's no doubt about it. I think if we take it outside the state of Florida, I talked about it earlier, but I can't really overemphasize. I mean, Jaden Rakestraw from Georgia, he took third in Greco, I think, or third in freestyle and sixth in Greco. I mean, a double All-American. Like that is just an impressive run to be able to do both of those things. And then I'm telling you what, if you guys don't know Riley Sturgill, she is a dog, and at 100 pounds, she is just super tough, and she is super she's
A
gonna make some
Fargo,
noise in the
a
future.
Fargo champ now.
Yeah, no doubt. By the way, in the finals, did you guys happen to see Jacqueline Bozakis fight off her
Yes.
back?
Oh, I had the
How did
perfect
she not get
angles. So I
pinned?
was up at the podium, right? So at the podium, and she's in the opposite, she's in the corner closest to the podium, but on an angle where everybody was trying to say she was thin, I could see that she was not because
She had her
she
elbows.
took
Yeah,
she
Yep.
took her elbows at a 90-degree angle and she had them on the floor. So her back never touched. And then she had her legs. I don't know how the hell she had her legs where she had them, but yeah, she'd do what she do.
no
And
doubt.
it was uh it was
All right,
awesome.
Brand. I know he took Michaela Ocean from you.
I,
Do you have anything
I
to
want to make
add?
sure we get a couple more. We
Yeah.
talked a little bit about Kyle Gallo and double All American, and did it just coming out of coming. So many of the brackets that stick out to me are wrestlers who lost early and then win a bunch in the contests. He took it to the top of the bracket, won his first 5 matches in first 4 or 5 matches in freestyle to reach the semis to go All American, and then in Greco he won 5 of his first 6 matches, and that's just an impressive way to All American to just kind of not fall to the weight of starting in the bracket and just going out strong and double All American. That's pretty impressive. So
No doubt. Well, and I want to go ahead and give a tip of the cap to the two of you because I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, we'll go back and pull the tape,
oh
but
boy,
I believe that you, Brant, picked Ilya to All
I
American,
did.
and Dan picked Bruce Lee to All
There you
American.
go.
And I think Bruce is a fantastic wrestler and everything else. Both of those weight classes are those are
Phenomenal.
tough weight classes to
Yeah.
All American in.
Bruce Lee wrestled out of he was water. He walked in
And that's another kid that roared out of the gate. He won his first 5 matches
yeah.
to get on that podium.
He was tough. And listen, yeah, Bruce Lee. I mean, look, I always say everybody laughs at me because I say Death Taxes and Tovar, because I mean they're just all almost guaranteed. And he once again, yeah, he once again went on one of those runs that was insane. And look, the 2-1, 4-2 match was very questionable. I mean, you could go check it out. Obviously, it's a loss, but it is what it is. But yeah, I agree. Bruce Lee is he wrestled on a whole nother level. And I know talking to JD, his coach, they felt like if they could get him down to that weight, that would be the right weight for him. And it certainly turned out to be.
Yeah. Well, I
And you quickly, real quick, just you quickly
yeah.
mention Kendall Haney. She's one
Yes.
who lost in heaven front in the round of 16, then came back, won 5 straight matches, including beating the girl Lucia Ranieri, who's seeded, I believe. Or, anyway, the one that beat her during the weight class um to get into that third place match. So
Yeah,
took a
and she
tough
did
loss and
something in
rallied
that
back.
match. I don't know what she did in that match. I have a picture. Like she was getting turned somehow, and then she took her leg and put it over one arm, and then took this leg and and all of a sudden the momentum turned, and now she was in control of the match. And I asked her, "The hell did you do?" She goes, "I don't know. I don't know what I do. I just figure out." She said, I'm in a situation where I got to figure out how to get out of it. So I just figured out how to get out of it. So it worked. So good for her.
Just real quick, I want to make sure that we tip of the cap. But Dan said it earlier, but the Tennessee 16U girls, a top 10 finish. Riley Sturgill, Janiyah Johnson, Caroline Hilton, Easton Dadimoff. Tennessee's young 16U group, Josh Boskin, what they're doing up there with, all of that crew and everything else. They're super tough. It's not just Boskin. I threw out his name, but there are and it's kind of a reverse because, while Florida had 3 All-Americans, they really shined in junior girls, and we'll get to that after we talk to Peter.
Yeah.
So they shined in junior girls, whereas Tennessee didn't shine in junior girls very much at all, or not nearly as much as they did at the 16U level. And I just wonder how predictive the future is based upon that 16U group and that group coming up next. You know what I mean? We know Abby Gonzalez is going to make a run for a title in juniors or whatever level she is in the coming years. But we want to see that growth, that depth continue to grow and get better. Any names that for the girls that kind of, I don't know, had good runs but maybe didn't make the podium?
You see, I would have had a list if I knew that was one of the questions.
Um,
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, my fault.
who was I?
I,
There are a few
I'm
that
trying.
stick out, so I'll let
Yes,
him
it is.
vamp for a minute here.
What the heck? So, I know her name. It's on the tip of my head. Hold on.
We had some girl wrestlers in 16U that did really well.
There's a
Savannah
young
Porter,
Savannah Porter.
St. John
She
Newman,
ran
yes.
6
off.
and 2.
Yes, her.
You had a girl from Forest Hill, Crystal Desir. She went 4 and 2. She won her first 4 matches.
Tiffany Francisco had a good run.
Had a good run. Maya Alvarado in a really tough weight class. Also, I'm trying to see what her at 5 and 2 at 115. And so as I look at these results, Grace Jawalski 4 and 2. So many Florida girls, especially in 16U, had wins.
Well,
2
and
and 2,
that's
3
actually
and 2, and that's the key, is to get up there and get a couple wins.
right.
So next time, you have those under your belt. So important for them to get a couple wins at least, or
Yeah, I
to
mean,
Get that
build off that.
experience.
some tough. Hanil Gregorio was on a good run and then ran into some girl named Jackie Basakis. And then, so that was a tough one for her there. And then, Maya Lee Ortiz was making a run, and then she had to wrestle Mariah Mills.
Mariah Mills, yeah.
Well, you're on juniors. We weren't up to juniors.
You're on
yet.
juniors, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So the reason I brought this up, the reason I brought it up was that you can't simply judge the like how good the team was based upon the number of All-Americans that they had. Okay. Because, while Florida finished with three and Tennessee finished with four, and, there were, Georgia had one, Alabama had one, North Carolina had one. As you looked at it, Crystal Desir, Tiffany Francisco, Zoe Delgado, Ariana Ruiz, Savannah Porter, they all really had good Fargos. They just didn't end
and
up on the podium.
And I think a few
and
of
it
them may have been blood run. I don't have the
yeah,
notations in front of me,
and
but
it would not surprise me if any of those come back and walk away with hardware next year. I mean, they're that
Well, and I
good.
think I think you have to go through it and you have to understand it. Like we just talked to Giovanni. I mean, you get banged up and you kind of have to fight your way through it and and he was on the podium last year, but there are plenty of individuals who just, finish off the podium and then find a way to the next year because they've had that experience before be able to make
Yeah.
that happen.
Well, we had a lot of We had quite a few All Americans that were first year juniors this year on the boys' side. So they got a taste of what that's about, unfortunately. And and so I think that'll help them go into the next year because now they've wrestled the 3 minute rounds. They've wrestled the tougher kids, and I think coming back next year, they'll make adjustments and hopefully they'll be good to go.
Well, we can also say the same thing about the 16Us, both in Greco and in freestyle, who, again, a lot of depth, really good runs by lots of different individuals who wrestled hard and everything else, just didn't end up on the podium. And
Yeah.
let's be honest, that second day, whether it's freestyle or Greco, is, man, it's a banger.
Oh yeah. Look, one kid I can think of is Jeb. Jeb made a huge run on the boys Greco side, and he
yeah.
got all the way to the blood round, and he lost the match by 1 point. It was heartbreaking for all of us to watch because he just wrestled so hard, and yeah, that sucked.
No doubt.
The other cool thing, just kind of looking at this, these are kids from all over the state too. Like all these girls that were we were just talking about that were so close. Different programs, different parts of the state. I mean, that's I think the key part too. We're not just well, in one case we sent a team that did really well, but we've
We'll
got
get to them in a
we'll get to
bit.
that later.
Yeah.
But I'm looking at these different girls that show promise in 16U, and they're from South Florida, Southwest Florida, North Florida. I mean, it's across the state where it's building, and that's what needs to keep happening. Uh, to grow it to that next level, you have to get not just hot spots, but throughout the state and improve all of the different talent across it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one team was pretty good.
Yeah, they did okay.
Before we bring Peter on, I want to uh I remember looking at 16Us in freestyle, and Timmy Boda had one heck of a good run. I think he lost two in the row right at the end and didn't end up on the podium, but he started very, very well. So did Colton Bell. There were some really good, another really good group of 16Us who, Grady Isaacs, who came really close to actually making the podium as well. So, it is what it is. It's
Yeah, and we'll
some
get into a lot of that. I mean, there were some kids that, man, the blood round just. I mean, I remember coming into day two of
of Greco.
either I was a Greco or free. I think both of them, and right off the rip, we lose six straight, and it was just like, oh, it was just bah 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 bah, and then kids started to get traction and started to do some stuff. But yeah, it's just it was like, damn, everybody was falling.
Well, it happened in Greco. It happened especially for the juniors in Greco, where they had quite a few, and then next thing you know, we didn't have very many. And
Yeah, a
that's
bunch
tough.
going in.
That's tough because in recent years, especially in Greco, Florida's wrestled really, really well. I mean, I remember the year that Abden and Van Hoke won. Bartelt's won it. Like, you know,
Marcos won it.
yeah, junior Greco has been a thing. I mean, not that junior freestyle hasn't, but it's tough when you open day two and and take some losses right there off the top.
Yep.
Ugh.
Well, hopefully Peter shows up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Let's start down the path of talking about juniors,
All
since
right.
and if he shows up, we'll jump on and go from there. So, I mean, you can't talk about Team Florida and juniors, especially freestyle, without talking about Lake
Kendall
Highland
Dudley.
Prep.
Oh, Lake Highland Prep. I thought we were talking
Yeah.
girls.
No, we're gonna talk Lake Highland Prep. I mean,
Oh yeah.
the fact that the Team Florida broke the record, right, with 7 All-Americans, and there was a debate that we were having. Dan and I were having on thing because I was texting and saying the Fargo Almanac says that the record is 6 or
Yeah.
5,
It was
and
5, and
and
and Lake
and
Highland
who
Prep.
was who is feeding you information?
Oh, I keep my sources close to my chest.
Well,
Oh
somebody was contending whether Franklin Gomez was a Floridian.
no, Mason and I were talking about it. We were looking through it, and obviously he's been to what 20 something of these with Florida, and he remembers Franklin being with them and traveling with them and being on the team. But when you talk to Jason Bryant, he said, while that may be true, he wore a Puerto Rican singlet and registered at Puerto Rico, is what Jason Bryant said to me. So that was my answer. That's what I got, and that's all I got to say about that.
Well, at this now the conversation is moot because not only did Florida break the record, Lake Highland Prep.
Which, if you go back to the tapes, I believe I said that would happen.
Yes, I
And
believe you're
listen,
right.
and they,
I
I mean,
believe you're right.
the heartbreak loss for them was Descent in the blood round. Oh, it was. I thought he had. I thought that match was won. Um, but he didn't win it, and he went off. But I mean, I think he was somebody that we all believed would have been there. But a tough loss there in the blood round for them. But to get 6 in was absolutely incredible.
So Brant, let's go to some of those Lake Highland Prep
And
kids.
just to point out also, since we're
Sure.
talking about abnormalities, Max Brady wrestled and All-American, but wrestled for Team Iowa, 4-year
Yep.
state champ in Florida. So it happens. That would have been if he was on Florida, that would have been another additional to them. But he did not wrestle.
And he looked good. And
Looked
do
very
we
good
know
wrestler.
why he wrestled for
I
Iowa?
do not know.
Okay.
I mean, if you really want to go through it, we can talk about Bacon and we can talk about Ria. We can talk. We had a
Right,
lot of
that's
Florida kids that were.
That was the one
Oh,
that
yeah.
that stood out to me. I didn't find.
Right, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure there are other ones too.
As Dan said before we started hitting record, Florida is the feeder program for Team Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it is.
For Fargo.
But yeah,
Fargo.
to
Yeah.
give like Highland Prep props, yes, 6 All-Americans, guys close to also being All-American, just as I predicted they would. But just a huge team showing for them and for Team Florida.
Yeah, did a great job. Talking with Mike, he was definitely proud of those guys and happy to see the accomplishment and just they were ready. They were ready to wrestle.
What's crazy about Lake Highland Prep, and some people may know this, some people may not, they did not embrace freestyle at first as a program. They wrestled folk style year round. They took July off. They would always have put together a team for Disney back at the day, and then realized that they needed to embrace freestyle and some of them wrestled Greco too. But so this is like a more, not super recent, but a more recent iteration of Lake Highland Prep doing freestyle, and the fact that they have come along this far shows just what they're able to do there. Because I remember not too long ago, they didn't put a lot of focus on freestyle because that wasn't what their national rankings were concerned at the time. But then they realized it was a piece they needed to add, and they've really attacked it since taking that on.
Yeah, no
And
doubt.
yeah, well, and then obviously there was one other person that won in juniors named Michael Mako, or that All-American.
All
in
American.
third. I mean, if you look at that weight class, that he and Jacob Levy, both All American in. It was probably the toughest weight class in the building. Was heavyweight freestyle. I mean, it was
It
insane.
was pretty loaded.
It was unbelievable. And I'll tell you what, guys, I have watched some of those heavyweights at Elite Eight duels. I've seen them at Super 32. I don't know how many of them actually play football. It used to be a big, we didn't see as many at heavyweight because they played football and they did all these different things. Deshaun Ross, who won it, I don't think he plays football. Michael doesn't play football. You know, um, we 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 now have these heavyweights who are just super
Yeah.
impressive at the high school level. And the evolution of the heavyweight weight class has just been super good. And now that we're also talking about somebody who was from Florida, who isn't in Florida anymore, is now Caleb Rodriguez, who hung
Yes.
around with Team Florida a little bit and
Yeah,
also All American, right?
Yeah.
yeah, he was. It was great to see him, man. He's such a big, nice. He's one of those big kids, but he's just such a big heart. He's like a big teddy bear. He was running around talking to us, and I'm sure he was having fun seeing all his friends and stuff.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I really like Caleb a lot.
To kind of build off what you were saying, and I'm in full season preview mode. It takes months and months to put it together, but one of the things I have record of is school's last state champion. There's a ton of schools that have one state champion history, and it's always a 285 pounder. Some guy came off the football field and was athletic and came and win. And we've seen just in the past 5-10 years kind of that change to where now they're, like you said, there are wrestlers at 285. It's not just football guys who come out and wrestle. We have guys that are wrestling at 215, 285 that are wrestling year round, and they're not playing football. And the quality is showing there to where now you can't just be an athletic linebacker who comes out and fools around on the mat for 3 months and wins a title. Those days are gone because we now have a specialty of heavyweight wrestlers
Yeah.
that are developing in the sport year round.
Yeah, and I mean, first of all,
There'll still be a football player here or there
uh,
that does it, but
Yeah, there are
it's much
still
rare.
some out there. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's rare.
I think Pete got the days mixed up. He's out making airport run with his dad, so I
No
think he
worries.
might have got the dates picked up. So that's okay. Uh, we'll talk. We'll try and talk to him another time. Um,
Well, let's talk about him then,
but
since he's not
but
here.
but first of all, just to rewind, Michael, what a run and a tough loss to Colby Miller, but then he comes back and beats the kid that he lost to at 32. So made a good run back to third, and yeah, I mean, tough loss, but he turned around and won the rest of the way, and that was cool. And watching him and his brother kind of hang out and be brothers was pretty neat. They just
Yeah. Well, Brand, I'm glad you brought up, let's say a few words about Peter because, one of the things that I mean, we could make the argument there wasn't a better wrestler as far as placement goes in Fargo. I mean,
Yeah.
not to take anything away from Michael, who took third, and not to take away from other champs and everything else, but Peter's the only one who won a title in Fargo and took third and wrestled his butt off. I mean, you go 14, 15, and 1 in Fargo?
yeah,
Dude.
14-1, which is yeah, that was tough. And the one loss he had wasn't. I mean, he didn't get. Yeah, I think it was 11-6, but it wasn't as 11-6 in freestyle is one leg, one leg lace or one gut, right? Like it's not as big as a gap as when you're watching like folk style wrestle, right? Like you get up a couple points, you could really stall out.
Yeah, that's not the case in freestyle. By the way,
But
Brant, have you gotten up to speed on the rules and everything? You good?
Oh no, it's still a learning process. He gave up only 6 points in his wins over the two tournaments. 12 wins, 1 loss, and just 6 points in those 6 wins. That's pretty impressive.
Well, and a tip of the cap to Dan Ward for that picture that he
Oh
got
boy,
the
on that
slam
throw.
in the finals, man.
Oh man, what an awesome photo! And then the flip
And then the flip. Yeah, no doubt.
And
and
I learned
freaking
I
Doug.
did learn a new term though. Trying to
Okay.
look it up because I've forgotten it again. A grand amplitude throw. Well
Oh,
Mhm.
done,
great!
Peter.
Well done, Peter. Who, who, was that what they announced on TV?
Now that's the official score. When you
That's the
score
official
five,
score.
your
Yeah,
5 point throw, it is listed
as
as
a
a
grand
grand
amplitude.
amplitude throw. It means you throw
Uh,
them and you put them in a position of danger.
it was a
And that
grand.
And that's in
And the
the
way it came
final.
up
That's in
was,
the final of a match that at the time was 6-3, and both guys had battled well.
Yep.
yeah, and it was really weird because it wasn't like it didn't look like it was set up. It was just momentum. One kid was going one way, Peter was going another, and then just kind of just like grabbed them, and it was it was
Well, it was honestly the Virginia kid put himself in a bad position by trying to move Peter, and he took a step and he put himself exactly in the wrong position. Peter just immediately locked and did it, and it was just absolutely
yeah, it
perfect. A lot of
wasn't your
people.
typical where you see the hip come in, you see the gut, you see the turn, and
I
you know
just
it,
I just loved
it
all the reaction from all the Florida fans behind him.
oh yeah, they had his name written on their chest and stuff. It was awesome.
So I want to go ahead and talk a little bit about Team Georgia very quickly. Georgia had an all junior final with Logan Paradise versus Dallas Russell. Um, it's crazy to me. We have to go all the way to Fargo to be able to see those two wrestle one another. That
Because
just
8
doesn't
classifications.
because of so many classifications and everything else. Um, a shout out to Dallas Russell though. This is his first year wrestling freestyle.
Wow.
And if you don't know his brothers, they are fantastic. Sean, I think, is an NCAA All American. Cody was a 4-time NCAA qualifier and that sort of thing. Dallas is a stud. He's on his way to Oklahoma. Paradise beat him in the finals. He's on his way to Northern Iowa. Um, and then a connection to the state of Florida. One of the Mills boys, I think it's now 2 years in a row we've had a Mills boy claim a title, and it was good to see Antonio, and you know Antonio very well, Daniel.
Yeah.
Did you get to talk to him after he won?
Yeah, I spoke to him then not immediately after he won. I spoke to him the first day of Greco, and he was really happy to get the job done. He watched Araya do it last year, and as proud as he was of Araya, he wanted one himself. So he was really motivated to make that run this year. The match started off real tough. It took him a little bit of time to kind of get his wheels going, get his bearing. But once he did, uh, he took care of business, and it was good to see. Good to see for him. Um,
Very, yeah. He looked great. He looked great, and like so many other people, he had to battle back. I mean, there were close matches. You're up by a point. You're down by a point. If you didn't see I don't know if it was the semifinal or the final. He actually got caught, like kind of rolled through, and he gave up two, and he's down by one. And next thing you know, he scoots around and ends up getting the takedown or the reversal right there at the end, and wins 10-9. And it's just super. It's super exciting, especially on the big stage when like something comes down to like that, either a big throw or a match that comes down to just
yeah,
something
I
that
mean, he
happens.
was almost as excited for the Fargo win as he was when he won the Christmas knockout. I
Because he
mean,
beat De Janeiro, right?
yeah, I mean, I forgot to ask him to compare the two wins. I mean, Christmas knockout and Fargo. I think, but what's pretty cool about Christmas knockout is how many kids over the years are we starting to see
Oh yeah.
end up on these big stages. Now we're starting to see them become NCAA All Americans, and uh, so it's cool. Obviously, we've gotten to know the Mills boys through Christmas. I mean, some people in Florida have known them since they were younger when they were wrestling down in Southeast Florida, but for the most part, we all get to see them at Danny Byron, and we get to see them at the Knockout, and we get to see them at local things like that, and um, we get to see these kids now on the biggest youth stage, and wrestling, arguably, right?
Yeah,
Is
no, and I actually was going through the list, and I bet money you could probably highlight a bunch of kids who ended up placing this year who will end up being at the knockout this coming year. So it's so
yeah.
cool to see.
I'd love to talk about. I don't know if did we get into junior boys yet? I know we talked about
No, well, actually,
Lockjaw and
that's where we're
then
headed. That's where we're headed.
Junior girls, right? Or
Yeah, junior boys,
junior
junior
girls.
girls, that sort of thing. Before we go there, Mahai Nekula, I forgot to say his name. He made a run to the finals in 16U Greco for State Georgia. He was in the finals, lost. Dylan Villers was in the finals in freestyle for Tennessee. So let's head to junior boys no, let's do junior girls first, and then we'll finish with junior boys. Um,
Can you say Mahai 3 times fast?
Probably not. Or no, actually, I'm sorry. We did junior boys freestyle. Let's do junior boys Greco, and then we'll finish with the girls. So junior boys Greco. Look, the story is Daniel Ward. Do you know?
I do know, but I will take the thunder from my man Cabra because I know it's on the tip of his tongue.
go ahead.
Is it?
I'm lost.
Myron Mendez.
Oh yes, that's right. The one you were going to steal from me. Monster,
Myron?
monster
tried.
performance on the back end. Loses in the second round and then comes back and wins 9 straight matches to finish in third place.
and how about
10 and
this?
1, 10 and 1 in 2 days. Just I was using
Phenomenal.
the curse word there. Just
Here's-
fantastic.
here's a great story. It's the I don't know what round you call it. So he's already all American. The dog did make it, by the way, and
Yeah, the dog is back there.
yeah, and he's in
Behind
the-
you, Brand.
There's 2 there. You just can't see the other one. It's
Oh,
flat.
so now
Dan
completely
Dan was
blended
lamenting
in.
at the beginning that there were no dogs behind
yes,
you.
I was really depressed.
There's 2 there.
So he's in the match that decides if you're going to go for fifth or sixth, or if you're going to go for third and fourth, whatever match that's called.
Consolation semifinal.
Yes.
There you go. So he gets out there. They're pummeling, right? That's what you call it, pummeling. See, I'm getting smart. They're pummeling, and he gets taken down and rolls 10-0 right up the rip, right? And you're like, damn, your heart's just falling out of your chest. Well, the boys in the corner, JD and whoever else is there, they throw the brick and they challenge a leg foul. So we go through blah, 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 blah. Leg foul did occur. All 10 points come off the board. It's 0-0. We have a new opportunity for Myron Mendez. JD tells them, hey, you got a second chance at this now. Go make it happen. And he gets the kid. He lifts him up, takes him out of bounds. Boom, it's a takedown. Unfortunate situation where the kid hits his head on the way down. The nurse comes out. He's called for concussion, which we obviously hope he's okay. It's not a way you want to win. However, Myron did take advantage of that second chance and ended up winning that, went up to third place, ended up winning that match. And yeah, but that one call was so important by throwing that brick and finding that leg foul to give him new life and go on and win third place. So
Yeah, Leimane Fager from Utah. He was the second seed. Was who he faced in that match.
Yeah.
yeah,
Speaking of runs similar to what we saw with Myron Mendez, and you know what I should say before I make this transition, shout out to RJ Phelan, Koa Deloach, who also All American and
And who also had a rally on the backside, winning
Yes.
7 straight matches.
That's right.
On the consolation side
Koa
to, reach,
Deloach,
to make the podium.
if you don't know this kid's story, I mean, he came from Guam.
Mm-hmm.
He's now done phenomenal things through wrestling and
First kid from Bay County, Florida,
And
to
became an
All-American
All-American.
at Fargo.
Is that right?
Yeah.
His father
How do you know
has
that?
a
They
we know
wrote a
that.
story about it up there.
Oh.
Yep. So if you go look up Deloach on Facebook, there's the news did a interview about him, little documentary about him just last couple of days. So You can find it on
Huh.
Facebook and read it. But Koa Deloach and Greco, that little boy could wrestle. And yeah, and shout out to RJ Phelan. Listen, RJ Phelan was coming through the Greco ranks, and then he got this. Unfortunate. So he texts the kid, and then as the kid's getting up, the kid kicks him in the chest. The match is over. He gets kicked in the chest and the ribs. So now he's in serious pain. You could see the whole body turning red. Cartilage is probably messed up. He goes into I believe he wins another match. Then he's into the placing round. So he goes against this one kid, and he just doesn't have the strength to do anything. And that kid just, again, he gets injured, right through his ribs. So he fights back. Uh, you could see that he's having problems with the strength, but somehow he gets within himself in his placing match, and he texts the kid in his placing match, either texts him or pins him, and he walks off. But he fought through some serious pain the last three
Hmm.
matches to come through. And when he took his shirt off after the tournament or after he was done, you could see the redness across where he or something. But shout out to him for sticking to it and just keeping going. But yeah, the story was Myron Mendez on that side. I mean, the run he made is insane.
So before we hit transition to the girls, Derek Kiefer from Georgia, Drew Goss, Georgia, Aaron Ellison, North Carolina, Logan Rasky, all American as well for the boys from the Southeast. But I was making that transition because there was a couple of girls who had some heck of a runs on the backside to make the podium. And, I'm not going to bury the lead. Kendall Bibla ended up taking third. She had a fantastic tournament. We're going to talk about her in a second.
Yeah.
But Kira Pertello, I think she won like
Seven straight matches
seven
after
in a
losing in
row.
the first round. Yeah.
Yep,
Her first
it's
match. Yeah.
insane. And then I think Mariah Mills lost her second match or third match, and then wrestled all the way back.
I mean,
Well, Mariah,
Mills had her only losses in the tournament. I mean, Florida had a few tough draws. She certainly had a tough draw. She had to wrestle the top and the third seed wrestler. Those are the only losses she had. Both of whom were ranked sixth in the country in their respective weight classes. So her only losses were to two
I mean,
top
the
wrestlers.
fight that this girl had this week was, I mean, she broke her nose the first day, literally broke a nose, and she continued to fight through that.
Mariah did.
Yes,
Oh,
and
wow.
in freestyle, you're hitting heads throughout the whole thing, and she just wanted it so bad, which made that picture where she's like this so cool because the moment was special. But yeah, Kendall Bibler, the run she made, and then obviously, yeah, the
Well,
run
we'll get
of
to Bibla in a second. One more I
the
want to.
run of the day was Partello. I mean, that run was special.
Torina Rushing from Mosley lost her first match, reeled off
Yep.
8 straight wins
Yep.
to earn All-American honors. And then as far as Florida, we also had Ailey Briggs, who finished 4th. She beat the number 3 wrestler in the country to reach the 3rd place match. So a big match for her. Don't know if you have any other southern states to go to so we can finish with Bibla, but
Yeah,
to
so
list.
I guess I would say Faith Bain from North Carolina, Tiana Mack from South Carolina, both All American. I want to give a shout out to Kira Mitchell from Georgia. She really wrestled super well. She's a 16U Georgia girl, but she is super super tough. And I'll tell you what, the states look really good, but I was super impressed by the Florida junior girls. They just wrestled extremely well. And even though we're going to finish with Bibla, even though we didn't see Cam Lord, Willow White, Christy Moore, Riley Lancaster, it's all of them. They didn't get onto the podium, but man, they had some really good runs and really good Fargos.
Cam Lord run like 7 straight before she lost in the blood round. It was unbelievable the run she was on.
Yeah. So let's finish with Kendall, because I'll tell you what. I mean, I'll be the first person to admit it. I probably overlooked her, and I shouldn't have. And
Well,
she
guess who
she
else
wrestled.
overlooked her? The seating folks at Fargo.
Yeah, she was unseated.
unseeded, wins 5 matches against ranked wrestlers. One of them was against the same wrestler twice. Beat 2 top 10 ranked wrestlers in the state, in the country, knocked off the number 6 wrestler to finish third. And if you always talk about going back and redoing things. If they could go back and redo those seats, they better had fixed that because did not have the respect going in, but I'm sure she earned it on the way out because just a fantastic performance. Just kept beating girls ranked and seated higher than her all weekend.
No doubt.
I'd like to rewind a little bit because things go through my mind, and we talked about Lake Highland.
Uh-oh.
Well, we talked about Lake Highland. We talked about Lake Highland Prep, and I don't think we spoke enough or anything about Liam Davis. Liam Davis over the last few years has been injured. He's been hurt. He's had some difficult moments. This year, he's been healthy, and we've seen him make the runs that he's made. And to finally see him at Fargo healthy and being able to make the run he made at Fargo, he wrestled just phenomenal. And I forgot to mention that when you were asking me about somebody that really stuck out in my mind. Um, Liam Davis stuck out in my mind. That
8-2.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he wrestled great.
He and
Wrestled-
Xenomore, the top 2 placers for Lake Highland. They both finished 4th.
Yeah.
yeah.
They led the
and,
charge.
and it was just really nice to see a healthy Liam Davis again, because a healthy Liam Davis is a damn good wrestler.
All right.
Is there anything you forgot to mention earlier, Jason?
You know what? There's probably tons of things
Yeah, I
I
know.
forgot to
Yes.
mention earlier. Tons of
Yes.
them.
Yes.
I will say, what to wrap this up, I basically want to say, one, we're sketching out kind of what the shows will look like in the future, for the next few, couple of months. I know Brant's gonna be doing his work on the previews and that sort of thing. Dan's gonna probably start running around and doing shoots all over the place, media days and everything else. We plan on being here every Wednesday to talk a little bit about, what's happening as we prep for the season. But if you guys have an idea of what we should talk about or anything along those lines, we have our ideas. But if you have an idea and you really would like for us to talk about it, I think you should tell us in the comments. And then the last thing I want to say before we sign off is if you guys haven't had a chance to go, if you haven't heard Ryan Blackwell's story, you should know that story if you're especially in the state of Florida or the state of North Carolina, because he is a North Carolinian. He wrestled up there and in high school and in college. And Coach Blackwell's story was put together by Hunter Daniel and Daniel Ward. It's on YouTube now. A short, what is it? About an hour? About a little less than an hour?
About 24 minutes.
Okay, 24 minutes. 24 minutes, and it's a great story. You guys should check it out. If you don't already know the story, and even if you do, like we know the story, I still learned stuff when I watched it this past time. So you guys should check it out.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And then another thing is, at least in the Florida level, and I don't say it, I said it already multiple times, but shout out to the coaches. I mean, those coaches just, if you have never been to Fargo, if you're a parent or a coach that has never been there, you should experience it, because I think your respect level for what goes on there will change.
And the photographers there.
Yes,
No doubt.
Mad props
Yes.
to
Yeah.
going.
I mean, I had
going
a
hard
coach this
for
weekend.
9 days, 10 days.
Yeah, I had a coach this weekend tell me that one perception that changed is how significant a win is in Fargo, just once. Where he used to have kids come back and they wouldn't have some wins or they wouldn't have enough, and he'd think,
Yeah, how'd you
okay,
go 3
so
and
now-
2? You're like 3 and 2 there is pretty
That's
damn
really
good.
Yeah, well, now that he's been there and lived it for 10 days, he said, "Man, I got a new respect for this place."
Very cool. Gentlemen,
Yes.
and I use the term loosely.
Very loose.
Yeah,
All right. Next
And
week.
dogs.
Yeah, and dogs behind you.
they're all cuddled up.
Peace out, guys.
Peace.
See you.